Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. So in today's session, we are going to discuss about two very important news articles from 23rd to 29th September 2021. The first one is about the single window system that has been recently launched, and the other one is about the lowest NPAs in different banks. The top 5 lenders that have the lowest NPAs, and we will discuss about these both topics in today's session. These are, see, whatever I'm discussing with you in the finance and news sessions are important for NABARD as well as the RBI. Okay, RBI contains the finance, but for NABARD also it becomes important because see, single window system, it is about the businesses, it is about the investors and all, it is about the employment generation, and the banks, the lowest NPAs and all, the banks comes in the NABARD also. Such question comes in NABARD also. So it becomes important for NABARD as well as the RBI. So there was a query. That's why I'm telling you that it's important for NABARD and RBI. That's why I'm bringing such topics that becomes relevant for both. So now, before starting with the news article, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and join our Telegram channel for the PDF of this session. And the link for the Telegram channel is given in the description box below. See, the EduTap has brought for you the big festive offer in which you are getting 45% off for these courses. Okay, and the code for this to avail this is FEST, and the code expires today midnight. Okay. So single window system has been launched recently, and it has been launched by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry for the investors and the businesses. Okay, to improve the EODB. What is EODB? Ease of doing business. To improve the ease of doing business, this has been launched. See, this provides you a single platform to enable the investors to get the approvals and the clearances if they want to start a new business, if they want to start a new company or a firm. For that also, or even if they need any further clearance, they can also avail this through this single platform. See, before, what was the problem, that why this has been brought, why there was a need for the NSWS? Because there was many approvals that a company need, and if it is not through a single digital platform, they had to go to different departments to get the clearances, to get the approvals. So there is a information asymmetry, that is, the information is not clear in the investor or the business side, that they do not need that what kind of approvals they need or what the documents they need to give for the approvals. So they have to go again and again to the departments to get the clearance. The corruption also increases in this way. So information is not complete, is incomplete information with the businessmen or the companies or with the investors. So with the NSWS, this incomplete information will not be there. We'll see this in the next slide. So before, there was information asymmetry as well as duplication of information, because you are submitting the same documents in different departments. The same documents you have to give to different departments across different platforms and to the authorities if you want approval from various like departments. Inefficient tracking, you do not know that you have given you have given the documents, you have given the forms to one department and it goes to another, then it goes to another department for the approval. You can't track it, you do not know that where your forms are right now. So there is inefficient tracking of the approvals and registration. Okay, so it becomes very troublesome for a common man to understand that what kind of this process is, that how to get the approval, that from where, which department to go. And if you are going to a department, you can't track that where the documents are right now. Maybe it is with the clerk, it is with the higher post some person. So it gets very inefficient to track the forms that you have given. So to free you from this, like going to different departments, to going to different people, the system of NSWS has been brought. So NSWS, what does it provide? It provides transparency, accountability and responsiveness. At a single platform, you are getting that what documents you have to give. You do not have to go to different departments or go to different people to know that what documents do I need. That if I want to open a cracker industry, and I want the approval from the fire department. So what documents will I need for that? Okay, so you can from NSWS, you get in one click, you know that the documents that you need for all of this, that for opening any industry. So NSWS is a one, all solutions will be given to you at one click of the mouse, and it is a end-to-end facilitation. It will tell you about the documents, it will tell you about the forms that you have to fill, it will tell you about the how you can get the approval, and then it will get you approved also if you provide all the things. So the portal hosts approvals across 18 central departments and 9 states. Okay, and it has been said that till like by December 21, 2021, the 14 other departments and the 5 other states will be added in this system also. So this is for the approval, that you will get the clearance or any approval from these departments through the portal. The NSWS helps the other, it strengthens other schemes like Startup India and Make in India. So it helps others, it strengthens other schemes also. Okay, because now it is benefiting the investors or businessmen. They can open the business easily. If even if like we want to have the foreign direct investment, we want that other people, other countries invest in us. Why will they invest in us when our system will be very troublesome, when we need very so many approvals and with so many departments, from so many departments, and we have to go and give money to all of the departments to make the procedure faster. So this NSWS removes all of this corruption, all of this like going to different departments. Okay, and it provides you a single online interface to apply, even to track that where the document is right now, what is the process, which level the document is right now, is it near to approval or it will need some other time. As well as if you have any query, you can ask in this platform you can ask any query, that how will I get the process faster, or how to get approval or any clearance about any registration, about any approval you can get. You can ask any query across the ministries and states. Whichever state you want to open your business, you can just ask the query in this platform and the queries will be answered. Okay, so this was the whole concept of NSWS. Now services, this NSWS services include know your approval, common registration form, state registration form, document repository, and e-communication. So what is this common registration form? What is this all? See, common registration form is that you are getting a single place where you have to submit all of your documents, and from this single place the documents will be like, you do not have to give the documents to different areas. Here the documents, it is only one registration form that you have to fill, or where you have to give all the information about you. Then know your approval we will understand here, and the document repository also. So know your approval was launched on 21st 7 2021, and here you can get 500 approvals across 32 central departments and over 2000 approvals across 14 states. See, it generates a list of the approvals required by any business to commence operation. So see, this is under the NSWS only. It tells you that what kind of approvals you need, okay, to commence any business. Dynamic questions about their planned business activities. Know your approval asks you different questions, that okay, you want to open this business, what, like how much area do you want to establish this company in, is it a big business or is it a small business? So various kind of different questions are about the planned business activities, and identifies the applicable approvals basis, like which kind of approval do you need. If you are opening a restaurant, you need approval from food organization. So it tells you about the different approvals that you need, about it identifies the approvals, and it responses accordingly to your question, to your responses. So it generates a list of the approvals that you need, and it tells you, first it tells you, like asks the questions from you, that if you are opening, which kind of business you are opening, and then it identifies the kind of business you are opening, and then which kind of approvals you need, and then it responds accordingly to that. Document repository. See, document repository is nothing else but it is a database kind of thing, where all of your information online, centralized storage service. Okay, it whatever documents you are submitting, it is a one time thing only. You do not have to submit your documents again and again. So this eliminates the need to submit documents at multiple portals or multiple places. So it saves the time and it saves the efforts for that. So it is like combined with the common registration form. You have to fill a common registration form and your data will be saved, and you do not have to fill the multiple forms again and again. E-communication is also the same, is also the thing in which you will get all the information. If you have any query, you can ask the query, and the e-communication will help, like, and NSWS portal will help you to get the query solved. Now the Minister of Commerce and Industry has told about the GDP has grown at 20% in the quarter first of financial year 22. Okay, that is in the first quarter. I have made a video about this also, and the link will be in the description. And in that I have told you that how much the economy has grown in the first quarter of this year. And why is that? It has been due to the low base effect. The exports jumped 45.17% in August. If we compare it with the August 2020, if we compare the August 2020 with 2021, right now it has been 45.17% more, 17% more. The record foreign direct investment of dollar dollar 81.72 billion in 2020. Okay, so it has been a very good investment that India got in 2020, that is dollar 81.72 billion. And if we see the inflow of the first 3 months of the financial year, of this financial year, it has been dollar 22.53, and it has been with respect same, like it is 2 times more than the previous 2020. Okay, if we see the investment in this year, this financial year, first quarter, it is about the first quarter only, then it has been twice as much as the previous 2020 first quarter. So India has jumped to 46th spot on GII, that is Global Innovation Index. We have jumped for a jump of 35 places in last 6 years. Okay, India has jumped to 46th spot. So we are right now in the 46th spot, and this has been a jump of 35 places in the last 6 years. Now we can move to the second news, that is about the not one PSU bank in the top 5 lenders with lowest NPA. So there is no public sector undertaking bank that is in the lowest NPAs, that have the lowest NPAs, and all the top 5 lenders that have the lowest NPAs are the private banks. So the growing NPA is a nightmare, is a very big problem for the Indian banking sector. Due to the pandemic, it has been growing further. See why? With the pandemic, why is it growing faster? Because with the pandemic, the businesses are like going on into losses, or due to the pandemic, it has many businesses closed down. So now those businesses that have closed down or that are going in the losses, they can't repay the loan to the banks. So the banks now have the NPAs, that is non-performing assets. That is the assets, that is the loans in which they are not getting the interest, or they are not getting even the amount, even the principal amount. So they are not getting that back. So the NPS has been increased in the pandemic, and the banking sector, Indian banking sector, has seen a very bad system of NPAs in this pandemic. Although there is no acceptable limit, we can't say that this much NPA is acceptable, because no NPA is acceptable. No bank will want that their loan do not come back. Okay, so there is no acceptable limit for NPAs, but it is considerable that 3% of the NPAs are manageable for the banks. Under 3%, it is manageable for the banks. Now, why do we say that the NPAs are very bad for the economy? It is bad for the bank, because the bank is not getting the loan back which it has given. So the NPAs are also bad for the economy, because see, bank gives loan. Okay, it gives loan, and when it gives loan, it gets the interest payments and all, and it gets the principal amount loan also back. So this interest rate is the profit of the bank. Now the bank will again give the loans. So it is creating credit. Credit creation is the main work of the bank. And if the loan doesn't come back, the credit won't be further created. Okay, if the loan like 200 crores or 200 lakh of crores are not coming back, so how will the bank will give further loans? The other people will not be able to get the loans. So there is a credit crunch. There is a credit crunch that comes in the economy. Okay, so credit creation is the main work of the banks, which is stopped due to these NPAs, or which is like lessened due to the NPAs. The SDFC Bank is the first number one bank which has the lowest NPAs, which has the lowest non-performing assets. And SDFC Bank is the India's largest private sector bank by assets. Okay, or it is also very big bank in terms of market capitalization. Less than 10% of the share of the banking sector it has, but it is a very respected bank. Even though it has the less than 10% share in the banking sector, then also it is very respected among all. 20% year on year profit growth it has seen in the 40 quarters. That is, in previous 10 years, it has seen nearly 20% growth in every quarter. All this while its net NPAs were less than 0.5%. Okay, in last 10 years, we can see that the NPAs never became high than the 0.5 range. Okay, it is, you can see this graph is below the 0.5 range. So in the previous 10 years, the loans has never crossed 0.5%. In its latest quarterly results, the bank's net NPA ratio stood at 0.48% only. Now about the second bank. Second is the IndusInd Bank. Third is the Kotak Mahindra Bank, and it is the third largest Indian private sector bank by market capitalization. The fourth was the number fourth, which has the lowest NPA, was Federal Bank, and the number fifth, which has the lowest NPA, was ICICI Bank, and it is one of the three systematically important banks in India. See, systematically important banks means that are very important from the Indian perspective. That if these banks lose, or if these banks go bankrupt, it will be a problematic situation for India. So in these three systematically important banks, the first is like SBI is important, then ICICI and SDFC. So these three are the systematically important banks for India. And ICICI Bank have 7% market share in the banking sector. So like NPS, why is it not that even one public sector undertaking bank was in the have the lowest NPAs? It is because it is public sector undertaking, in which there is a very pressure from the ministers, we can say there is pressure from the relatives and all, and it is also that the government is taking bonds and all. So the public sector undertakings have to take care of the situation of the country more than the private sector. Private sector can focus more on the profits. So NPAs, as we saw, the lowest NPAs is not there in any of the public sector banks. At least no public sector bank is in the top 5 in the lowest NPAs. So thank you very much. If you have any query, you can mail us here. Thank you.